And now, speaking of the ecosystem here and software and tools and where all that fits in, we're going to hear from Krysta Svore, who is Distinguished Engineer and Vice President of Quantum Software at Microsoft, and who is going to tell us about accelerating your path to quantum advantage. Krysta Svore.
Good morning. As I was flying here this weekend for the first time in a few years, I was thinking about my young daughter, who's 4, and her future. I caught myself struck by the magnitude of challenges she and her generation are about to inherit. These are Herculean challenges, like saving our oceans, saving our planet, our atmosphere, feeding a global population that continues to grow. And given all that is going on in the world right now, it can be hard to not go from thoughts to doubt. Doubt that our children will be able to tackle these problems with compassion, help save our planet, and in turn, help save our humanity. And while it can be so easy to spiral from thought to doubt, I tell myself, there is no room for doubt. There is hope. Why? Because that is what science has taught me. Science unleashes miracles. Science takes the impossible to possible. And as a scientist, I believe that with science, our children will find a way. And so I believe in a quantum future. And I'm so convicted of this quantum future that when my daughter was born, I started reading quantum information for babies to her, just hoping that she might develop some of that early quantum intuition. But there is a way, and I imagine this quantum future. A future where we have quantum programming, and quantum programming is using the best techniques of classical and quantum together, solving in a hybrid fashion solutions that we can't fathom today. I imagine that we're breathing fresh air that's been cleansed with the help of solutions coming from hybrid quantum classical algorithms. And I believe that Mother Earth's rivers and streams are much cleaner thanks to these new processes, catalytic processes, that have been brought about with the help of quantum computing. And I imagine the energy is being transported on cabled high-temperature superconductors, that we have photovoltaics efficiently capturing light resources from our sun. And this is the quantum world. A world in which quantum computing is operating right alongside us, integrated into our classical domain. Now, as I rewind a few decades to today's discussion of how we're going to graduate from qubits to profits, I think about where we are right now and where we need to be to make this quantum world our reality. And we need 3 things. First, a fully scalable quantum machine. Second, a high-performance hybrid software platform. And third, our collective genius. Now, here's the good news. Quantum computers exist. They're in the cloud right now. The platform is there. We have quantum software. And there's genius sitting together right here, right now in this room. And here's the not so good news. Making this reality possible will be measured in decades if we don't all jump in and help accelerate it. So what do we need to do to make this reality happen faster? it starts with a machine that can run groundbreaking algorithms that take advantage of classical and quantum together. And the machine, I've learned through over 17 years of research, needs to be just right. Just right in size, not too small, not too big, so that you can wire it up, control it, and get solutions from it. And not so big that it becomes the size of a football field or a skyscraper. And not so big that it requires many, many different modules interconnected. It needs to be just right in speed, fast enough to produce a solution that's impactful within a few weeks. And it needs to be just right in reliability. The underlying qubits need to be good enough to give the right solution after billions and billions of operations are performed on them. And while the industry has made scientific progress over the last 2 decades, to the point where we do have quantum machines in the cloud right now today, we still need to ask more of our qubits and more of our machine. Microsoft is doing just that. For over a decade, we have been taking a different approach, an approach to scaling up the machine and the platform. And a few months ago, we shared some tremendous progress with the scientific community. Specifically, we were able to demonstrate and validate the underlying physics of what is, in essence, a fundamental building block to a quantum machine that scales. We have engineered devices that demonstrate elusive quantum properties that lead to what are called Majorana zero modes that have only been imagined for a century. Their demonstration paves the way for a better, more scalable qubit, a topological qubit, a qubit that's just right. And in many ways, this development, this demonstration, marked the moment that the Microsoft quantum program moved from a scientific research project to a strategic engineering initiative. And for me, it marked the moment that I internalized my belief that scale is possible, that scale will be a reality. Now, if I were in your seat as a business leader trying to drive growth and make meaningful impact in the world along the way, I think I'd be chomping at the bit to get my hands on this technology and to really help the industry scale up. So my advice is believe. Don't wait, get moving. There is scale to be created right now, an industry to be formed. And after all, belief is contagious. So if you don't believe yet, now's your chance to catch it. At Microsoft, we're running as fast as we can to scale the machine and the platform to empower all of you with the biggest impact possible from it. And while we believe we will scale, we also believe that it's all of you who will create and drive the impact from quantum computing. And that's why we've also created a platform for your quantum discovery that can start today. So let me describe Azure Quantum. It's a platform that enables you to start right now, to build and discover the next generation of quantum solutions, and to run on a diverse set of quantum machines today through a single cloud service and a single set of code. Now, here's what I love about Azure Quantum. We created it to scale with you, to scale with the machines. For over a decade, we've been studying quantum algorithms, how to optimize them, compile them, design them, invent them. And we've applied what we've learned to the software platform, to the tools. And here's a little secret. I'm not a quantum physicist. I'm a computer scientist. I don't know all the details of Schrödinger's equation, although admittedly I've learned quite a bit on the job for the last decade. But I do understand the value in not having to know all of the details of the machine, all of the physics of the machine. So Azure Quantum is about helping abstract those layers, making it possible for you to program and invent, abstracting the details where it makes sense, and open sourcing for the community to help advance. You don't need to know all the physics under the hood. Application developers should be able to do what they do best, develop solutions. And so we developed Q#, a high-level language designed explicitly for quantum algorithm development. Now, I also want experts to be able to dig in, right? Do more details, optimize further. And so we've also open-sourced QIR, an intermediate representation, and helped form a community alliance around it to create a standard, enabling experts to bring their compiling expertise and quantum algorithm expertise forward for the world to benefit from. And I also know quantum computing, well, it's not going to be used for everything. It's not even good at everything, right? There's some pretty amazing tools you're already using, machine learning, analytics we've already heard about today. Quantum computing is about augmenting those capabilities with something really special. It's not about replacing them. And the software stack, your platform, needs to know that. Azure Quantum knows that. Quantum computers do not stand alone. They're hybrid. And in Azure Quantum, there's a diverse set of hybrid machines, all available today. Now, Microsoft's building the world's computer. It's called Azure. It's heterogeneous, high-performant, AI-powered, and it's a supercomputer. And it's available at your fingertips right now, every day. We're making it powered by quantum at scale. Our platform, Azure Quantum, brings this integrated, hybrid, quantum-powered supercomputer to all of you. Now, to be clear, you can take 4 steps today. First, start quantum programming. Try Q#, or come with your favorite code, your favorite language. Develop new solutions. Integrate with the best of classical compute and tools, and then estimate the resources today you might need for that quantum solution. And you can do that in Azure Quantum. You can also run small instances on real quantum machines today. There's a diverse set available to you, and the same piece of code will run on all of them. And finally, don't wait to bring your problems to the cloud. The time to migrate to the cloud is now, so that you will be ready for the hybrid journey, so that you can begin your hybrid quantum classical journey right now. Now, as the quantum power of Azure scales up, it will help us solve problems across the molecular sciences. Quantum computers will be really good at solving problems requiring an understanding of the dance of electrons, right? Electrons where there's strong electron correlations involved. They're not going to be as good at those huge big data problems. Qubits are a scarce resource. We want to use quantum computing when there is a clear, practical advantage for real-world problems where we can help speed those problems up and where you're going to get a solution in a matter of weeks. A great example is carbon fixation, where we want to industrially convert carbon dioxide into methanol, much like photosynthesis in plants. But to computationally model this requires higher accuracy calculations and higher accuracy calculations of all of the energies involved in these reactions. Quantum computers will be good at that. With an accurate and efficient computational model, we can then better understand how carbon fixation works and help identify an industrial catalyst that can improve those reactions and make it more efficient. Solving this problem will require a hybrid quantum classical approach. It will require a classical supercomputer, like Azure, integrated just right with quantum machines at scale. And those quantum machines will need to be on the order of millions of qubits. But we don't stop there. The North Star is to reach predictive computational design of chemicals and materials, to understand chemicals and materials without the mountains of dollars, the months of lab time. We want to be able to help find materials for more efficient energy solutions. We want to help improve photovoltaics. We want to help remove the pollutants from water, all with the scale of Azure powered by quantum. And this transformation will be like going from alchemy to chemistry, from abacus to computer. And even if this is the only class of problems we ever solve with quantum computers, it will still change everything. It will still unleash a global quantum economy. So the key is don't wait. Don't leave these challenges for our children to solve. Start now. As a scientist, I believe our children are not destined for a catastrophic future. I imagine a different one. We need to fill the gap between today and our quantum future, and this requires our collective genius. It requires the important work we're doing at Microsoft to scale the machine, and more importantly, it requires all of you. It requires you to help unlock quantum discovery and find out how this amazing technology can help move your business forward and make some world-changing impacts along the way. We don't know all of the quantum apps of the future. That requires all of you, our collective genius. So please, believe. Believe in quantum. Join us on the path to our quantum future. Thank you.